Hello students, this is Dr. Hemendra Sharma. Today I am going to teach you on entrepreneurship and small business management. I am from Babu Banarsi Das University, Lucknow. So to begin with, let us understand what are the government schemes and incentives for promotion of entrepreneurship. What do we understand by that? So in continuation of the previous slides or previous lectures, if you are still aware of that, the central and the state governments provide varied schemes for the promotion of entrepreneurship. They not only provide the financial or the technical assistance, but they do provide in setting up the enterprise as well by providing on the actual cost the infrastructure facilities, subsidy or relaxation in power supply, water supply, in your deferment or concession in your excise tax, excise duty or GST. So all these things are basically aimed towards the development of your entrepreneurship. So now to begin with, in order to achieve the targets fixed in 12 5-year plan, it is essential to provide maximum encouragement to industrial investment in the state. In this regard, state government will take necessary steps, including provision of concessions, subsidies, and financial incentives for attracting investment, promoting industrial development, and maintaining competitiveness of industry in the state. So it is basically aiming towards the, again, as you can see, the state government will take necessary steps, including provision of concessions, subsidies, and financial incentive. So if you are willing to start up your own enterprise, if you are willing to start up your own small scale enterprise, so government is there to help you out in very possible ways. Exemption from stamp duty. Exemption from stamp duty to new industrial units or existing units undertaking expansion or diversification on purchase or lease of land, shed and industrial tenements from state government or central government, or from corporations, boards, company, institutions owned or controlled by them, will be made available in the following manner. Units to be established in eastern Uttar Pradesh, central Uttar Pradesh, and Bundelkhand regions will be provided 100% exemption from stamp duty. Units related to information technology, biotechnology, agro-processing, food park, solar energy, or alternative sources of energy, and BPO call centers will be provided 100% exemption from stamp duty in the entire state. Provision of 100% exemption from stamp duty on purchase of land will be available to units set up by private sector, except those set up through public-private partnership, for development of infrastructural facilities like roads, bridges, over bridges, wholesale market, transshipment center, integrated transport and commercial centers, generation, transmission, distribution of electricity, water supply, water drainage, exhibition centers, warehouses, cold storage, airport, sewage treatment plant, solid waste management plant, railway commercial center, cargo hubs, fire station, gas booster and feeder station, and effluent treatment plants. So as you can see, there are certain categories, there are certain setups which the government is looking forward to, apart from the schemes provided by the central government. People who are willingly setting up their new enterprises pertaining to the information technology, agro processing, solar park, solar energy, food park, or alternative sources of energy, BPO call centers will be provided 100% exemption in stamp duty, only and only if they set up their organizations in the parts of eastern UP, central UP, or in Bundelkhand. So as you can see, the overall state of Uttar Pradesh, there are certain areas which are still not that much developed, which they are looking forward. So to develop that, government is providing the subsidies. By this, not only there will be a equilibrium or a parity in the regional development, but also in the country-wise state development. So the parts which are still undeveloped or which are not up to that much level, are getting a boost from the government to get the subsidy or to get the benefit altogether for the state development or that particular locality development. The industries which the government is providing, industries which the government is aiming forward to so that you can get the benefit are also being mentioned, like IT industry, biotechnology, BPO, alternative sources of energy, food park, etc. So all the private sector organizations for the development for the electricity, water, drainage or anything, they all will be provided by the state government. Developer developer of industrial area or industrial estate in private sector will be provided 25% reimbursement from stamp duty paid, subject to the condition that the industrial area or industrial estate has been developed and at least 50% land has been sold within 3 years from the date of purchase of land. On the sale of closed units attached by pickup, UPFC or bank, the stamp duty will be payable at the sale price approved by the competent authority instead of the circle rate. If a parent company transfers land to its subsidiary in which the parent company has minimum 50%, 51% shareholding, then the reimbursement on stamp duty on land transfer will be admissible to the subsidiary company, provided the commercial production has been started by the subsidiary company within 3 years. So as you can see, the government is providing the subsidy on the stamp duty purchased in the industrial area or during the development of the industrial area in various forms. Concessions related to commercial tax department. The entry tax is applicable on few selected items in the state. On iron and steel included in these items, the high rate of entry tax is adversely affecting the competitiveness of iron and steel industry of the state. Therefore, in the interest of the industry, the rate of entry tax on iron and steel to be used as raw material would be made more prudent. Additional raw material, processing material, and packing material being used in manufacturing and packing of goods for sale will be included in the category of 4% VAT liability enumerated in Part C of Schedule 2, thus expanding this list. So as you can see, the entry tax is applicable on few selected items like iron and steel industry is included in this, wherein there will be a high entry tax. So to remove that, competitiveness rates will be provided. So the interest and the rate of entry or rent will be used as raw material will be made for more prudent. So all these things are very prudent in the sense if the iron and steel industry will be set up in those particular areas. Manufacturers who export through export houses in accordance to subsection 3 of section 5 of Tax Central Sales Tax Act 1956 in the course of export will be provided the facility of input tax refund or set off facility related to the sale to export houses for export outside India. In case of transfer of stock outside the state, deduction from input tax credit will be allowed equivalent to the rate of central sales tax, which is applicable on Form C of commercial tax with regard to interstate sales. Energy related financial provision. Energy related financial provisions are the present exemption in electricity duty available to new units for 10 years and to pioneer units for 15 years will be continued. The electricity produced by captive power plant for self-use will be exempted from electricity duty. Subsidy schemes. Capital interest subsidy schemes. New industrial units set up in Purvanchal, that is eastern part of Uttar Pradesh, Madhyanchal, which is the central part of Uttar Pradesh, and Bundelkhand will for a maximum period of 5 years be reimbursed the amount of interest at the rate of 5% payable on loan taken by them for procurement of plant and machinery from banks, financial institutions. The maximum limit of the same will be rupees 50 lakhs per unit. Only for new textile units like spinning, weaving, knitting and garments manufacturing units, the maximum limit same will be rupees 1 crore per unit in Purvanchal, Madhyanchal and Bundelkhand, and in other regions of the state it will be rupees 50 lakhs. Infrastructure interest subsidy scheme, new industrial units being set up in the state will for a maximum period of 5 years will be reimbursed the amount of interest at the rate of 5% payable on loan taken by them for developing infrastructural amenities for self-use like roads, sewer, water drainage, erection of power line, transformer and power feeder. The maximum limit of the same will be rupees 1 crore per unit. So as you can see, the state government of Uttar Pradesh is providing the capital interest subsidy scheme and infrastructure interest subsidy scheme for the period of 5 years. It is aiming for the particular segments that if you are into spinning, weaving, knitting, garment manufacturing units, you will be getting to the tune of rupees 1 crore per unit to the eastern U part or the central or the Bundelkhand part. And for the rest of the remaining parts of the state, it will be restricted to 50 lakhs. The same applies for the infrastructure interest subsidy scheme reimbursement till the tune of 5 years and again to the particular segment. Industrial quality development subsidy. Industrial associations and groups of industrial units will for a maximum period of 5 years be reimbursed the amount of interest at the rate of 5% payable on loan taken by them for industrial research, quality improvement and development of products by incurring expenditure on procuring plant, machinery and equipments and setting up testing labs, quality certification labs and tool rooms. The maximum limit of the same will be rupees 1 crore per lab per tool room. Employees Provident Fund Reimbursement Scheme. All such new industrial units set up in the state which provide employment to 100 or more unskilled workers will be reimbursed a 50% amount of employees provident fund deposit by them in favor of workers for the next 3 years after 3 years of setting up of the units. What about the mega projects or the big projects? Mega projects means private or joint sector in which the equity of government or any public sector enterprises is less than or equal to 49%. Industrial units with proposed investment of rupees 200 crores or more, which acts as anchor units in their respective fields, provide employment on large scale and promote micro and small sector industrial units of their field extensively. A huge capital investment is made by such units which brings indirect benefits to the state. Many times such units require speedy facilitation by state government for ensuring commencement of production at the earliest by saving time in establishing the units. In order to attract capital investment and to transform the state into most competitive investment destination globally, it is imperative to establish more and more mega projects in the state. To achieve this objective, state government will promote setting up of mega projects in the following manner. The projects with an investment of more than rupees 200 crores but less than rupees 500 crores will be provided all financial incentives subject to appropriate conditions as mentioned in this Infrastructure and Industrial Investment Policy 2012. The maximum financial limit of such incentives could be relaxed on case-to-case basis after recommendation of empowered committee and approval of Honorable State Cabinet of Ministers. However, mega projects of this category will not be allowed any incentive which is not covered under Infrastructure and Industrial Investment Policy 2012. Allotment of land, water, park connection, etc. will be made available to these projects on priority basis through fast track mode. In case infrastructure facilities like roads, power lines, sewer line, water drainage are required for setting up of such products, the same will be considered to be provided at partial or whole government expenditure. Mega projects with an investment of more than 500 crores in addition to above mentioned incentives will be provided even those facilities which are not covered under Infrastructure and Industrial Investment Policy 2012. These facilities will be provided on case-to-case basis after recommendation of IMPARD committee and approval of Honorable State Cabinet of Ministers. Fiscal incentives available in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Interest-free loan under Industrial Investment Promotion Scheme 2003. Object is to provide liquidity in the initial years. Eligibility is the new industrial units with first date of sale on and after 11th of March 2003. Investment in land, building, plant, machinery and capital goods on first date of sale is not less than rupees 5 crore in agro processing units, rupees 10 crore in Eastern UP and Bundelkhand, rupees 25 crores in units not covered in clause 1 and 2 above. The period of loan would be for 10 years in case of units other than pioneer units, 15 years in case of pioneer units, non-pioneer units. Pioneer unit other than pioneer units and 15 years in case of pioneer units. The eligibility is unit with earliest date of sale in a district on or after 11th March 2003, whereas the date of first sale of more than one unit falls on the same date. The unit which has obtained the acknowledgement of letter of investment or IEM earliest from Secretariat for Industrial Approval, Ministry of Industry, Government of India. Sanctioning authority, the status of pioneer unit shall be given by a committee under the chairmanship of district magistrate and have GM, Directorate of Industries of the district, and nominated assigning authority of commercial tax department. Procedure. Eligible unit shall move an application to the GM DIC convener of the committee with relevant details. No pro forma has been prescribed. Repayment of loan 7 years from the date of disbursement in case of units other than pioneer units, 10 years from the date of disbursement in case of pioneer units. Sanctioning UPFC where fixed investment is not more than rupees 15 crore in case of units in food processing, animal husbandry, electronic goods and all units situated in Eastern UP and Bundelkhand. Rupees 30 crore in case of units not covered by para 1 and pickup units not covered under para 1 above. Procedure. Application for grant of loan is to be given to MD UPFC pickup as the case may be by September 30 of succeeding year along with 3 copies of annual accounts as certified by chartered accountant and amount of VAT and central sales tax deposit as certified by assessing authority. No perform of application is prescribed. If the application for the loan is given beyond the prescribed time, the period of loan shall be reduced by the period of delay. Amount of loan. Amount of loan shall not exceed the sum of amount of VAT and CST paid during the year subject to maximum of 10% of the annual turnover. Amount of loan. Security. Security. The eligible unit shall create first or second charge or furnish bank guarantee sufficient to secure the amount of loan in favor of UPFC pickup as the case may be. UPFC pickup may ask for personal guarantee, bond from proprietor, partner, directors in addition to above security on reasonable grounds. Exemption concession from stamp duty on transfer, lease, acquisition of land. Nibandhan Vibhag details. 100% exemption. New micro and SSI units set up in Eastern UP and your Bundelkhand. New units for development of infrastructure like setting up of industrial estates, construction of roads, bridges, overbridges, wholesale markets, transshipment center, integrated transport and commercial centers, container depot, electric water supply, water discharge, exhibition centers and warehouses, etc. New units in information biotechnology, BPO, call centers, and agro processing units. All projects with an investment of rupees 70 crore or above. Service sector projects, multi-facility and super speciality hospitals having prescribed number of beds. Technical information technology training institutes with syllabus approved by the state government and having not less than 75 trainees. Medical, dental colleges, other educational institutions, multiplex cinema, shopping malls, and entertainment centers with investment in building and machinery of not less than rupees 10 crores. 50% exemption, all other new units not covered by above procedure. In case of land obtained from any government institution, the concerned institution shall examine the project report and execute agreement with the unit and obtain the bank guarantee equivalent to the amount of exemption from stamp duty. The institution shall issue a certificate that the proposal of the unit is in conformity with the prescribed condition and standards. On the basis of certificate of institution, the GMDIC shall countersign the document as witness and send it to the concerned sub-registrar. If the land is obtained from industrial development department or obtained by private negotiation, the unit shall apply for exemption from stamp duty to the concerned GMDIC, who after necessary verification countersign as a witness and send the document for registration to sub-registrar. Exemption from VAT to manufacturer exporter. On turnover of direct sales to and direct purchase by manufacturers, exporters of raw material, processing material, consumable stores, spare parts, accessories, components, lubricants, fuel other than petrol and diesel, and packing material for use in manufacturer of goods by him or in packing of such goods. Noted 247 dated 24th February 2010. Procedure. Manufacturer exporter shall issue the original and duplicate copies of prescribed Form E duly signed by authorized signatory to the selling dealer. The selling dealer shall furnish the original copy of Form E to the assessing authority at the time of filling annual return. The said form shall not got printed by manufacturer exporter in triplicate, original, duplicate, and counterfile. The form shall have printed serial numbers and bound in book form of at least 50 each leaflet. Manufacturer exporter shall issue the forms after affixing stamp of EE series and getting the form countersigned by the assessing authority. The stamp shall be obtained from the assessing authority. One form E shall contain transaction of 1 month for amount not exceeding rupees 10 lakh. This limit shall, however, not apply to dealers having annual turnover of rupees 25 crore or more or to state central government, undertaking corporations or companies. A manufacturer exporter shall submit the proof of export like Form H, bill of lading, airway bill, etc. within 3 months from the expiry of month in which purchase was made. If the manufactured goods are not exported out of India, such dealer shall be liable to pay VAT on the amount of purchase price along with interest at the rate of 15% per annum from the date of purchase in addition to any penalty for misuse of Form E. If manufactured goods are partially exported, the dealer shall be liable to VAT on purchase in proportion of export to total sale. Entry tax. General exemption from entry tax or machinery and spare parts was granted by means of notification number 1045 dated 29th May 2009 with effect from 1st of June 2009 without any condition. Multiplier grant scheme for IT research and development organizations launched by Department of Electronics and Information Technology. MGS has been launched to encourage collaborative R&D between industry and academics, our research and development institutions for development of products and packages. This startup scheme is valid till March 31st, 2020 and have a corpus of rupees 36 crore for startups, incubator, academy, accelerators engaged in electronics and information technology domain. Applicable industries, artificial intelligence, technology, hardware, Internet of Things, IT services, enterprise software analytics. Modified Special Intensive Package Scheme launched by Department of Electronics and Information Technology and supported by Center for Development of Advanced Computing or CDAC. MSIPs aim to promote large-scale manufacturing in the electronic system design and manufacturing sector. Besides infusing the startups with funds for expansion, MSIPs will be also provide subsidy up to 25% in establishing offices, research centers in special economic zones all over the nations. Applicable industries, IT hardware, medical tech, solar power, automobiles, healthcare, semiconductors, processors, electronica, LEDs, LCDs, avionics, industrial electronics, nanoelectronics, biotech, strategic electronics, telecom, and more. Atal Incubation Center, headed by Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Incubation Center aims to promote innovation and entrepreneurship in India. Approved startups can get funding up to rupees 10 crore for a maximum period of rupees of 5 years to cover capital and operational expenses. Which industries are applicable? AI, AR, VR, automobiles, telecom, healthcare, aeronautics, aviations, chemicals, nanotech, pets, animals, IT, computers, design, non-renewable energy, social impact, food, and more. Bridge loan against MNRE capital subsidy launched by Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Bridge loan against MNRE capital subsidy aims to promote startups engaged in renewable energy ideas such as biomass power and small hydropower projects. Up to 80% of the project cost will be funded by IREDA, and the minimum funding allocate shall be rupees 20 lakh. Applicable industries, renewable energy startups and companies. Thank you, students.